Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for National Women's Sailing Association for having me. I'm really, really excited to be here and feel really honored. So just to give you a little bit of information about myself, I am the executive producer, founder, and director for Oceans and Roads Films. And Oceans and Roads Films started off as a passion project for me, and it just really blossomed into something that I'm really proud to share with you this evening. I am currently having my first short documentary with festivals this summer. And the documentary really talks about sailing and sailing in the African American community. There is a sailor on here tonight that I feature in my short documentary, which is Marie Rogers. I met Marie about a couple of years ago, and it just really blossomed to a really great friendship. And she really shared with me the importance of community sailing. And with that, I wanted to share with you that when I was a little girl, I used to go to the beach quite often and go to Marina Del Rey with my parents. My dad is on here tonight. I also grew up in Los Angeles. And when I was a little girl, I used to dream about having, or just basically sailing. Not too long ago, on the journey of creating this documentary about sailing, I was afforded the opportunity to purchase my first sailboat, which is a Cal 25. And so I am now a member of the National Women's Sailing Association as a boat owner, and I am sailing out of Los Angeles.
My name is Marie Rogers. I am the skipper of Marie, Nelson Merrick 55 race boat, and I'm a sailing instructor and racer on a bunch of other different boats. I see in their eyes what I felt that very first time when I cast those lines off and we're no longer connected. A lot of the people who were like really nervous in the beginning, they just like instantly, like you see them kind of melt and they relax and they see that things are really slow. And for the people that think they're going to get seasick, I just hand them a random line that's not really not doing anything. Just hold on to this rope. I'm like, oh, is that important? Like, it's really important that you hold on to this and that you look that way because I'm going to call on you to pull that. And so every once in a while I'll say, can you pull on that? It's not doing anything, but they think they're actually doing something because all of a sudden they're now a part of the boat. That's the biggest game changer. Like, no, I can't do it. Like, no, I'll be sitting next to you the entire time. And I'll sit next to them and they'll have their hands on the tiller. And so whenever they're going off, I just use my knee to kind of like correct it. But like they don't always know what's going on and they really feel like they're steering the boat. It's like really magical.
So for Africans and for African Americans and other members of the diaspora, the ocean was an economic space, right? It was a space where people fished and conducted maritime trade, but it was also the realm of the dead. So people regarded the ocean, either the bottom of the ocean or across the ocean, depending on the ethnic group, as the realm of the dead. And importantly for Africans, life was cyclical. So one lived, died, and was reborn. And so after going to the realm of the dead, which was the ancestral realm, they could be reborn into their home communities. And so swimming and canoeing allowed people to connect with ancestral spirits as well as other deities living in these liquid spaces.
And that is the short clip.
Awesome.
All right, did anyone have any questions or?
So tell us about how labor intensive these films are.
Okay, sure. I would love to do that. Okay, so the short documentary, it's actually going to be a series of shorts, and I started working on this project about 2 years ago. Actually, it'll be 2 years this month in March. Um, and I started off interviewing Marie, doing a pre-interview, and she just told me her story. And I was like, oh my God, this needs to be in a short series form. And then it just kind of took off from there. So I had to do a lot of research on the aquatic history of the African diaspora. And then I was able to obtain a interview with Kevin Dawson, who is a well-known historian, author and professor. And so he wrote this book called The Undercurrents of Power, The Aquatic History of the African Diaspora. So I was able to get him to interview and do some narration. And then I also did the editing and all of the behind the scenes work. I did have a wonderful crew the day of the shoot, which was Fred Guerrier, Ahmad Utman, and Aniket. And they were wonderful. They did my shooting for the days. And then I also did the shooting for the B-roll. So everything that's kind of on the water, I shot. And I also, like, for example, I shot on a sail with Marie, which was really fabulous. The short is actually about 40 minutes. And it's just a really fabulous story. And then there's the other series will talk about the aquatic culture for surfing and swimming and free diving and scuba diving.